Have you ever been waiting for something and you thought, I wish God would just speak to me. Wish he would just tell me what's going on. I wish he'd pull the curtain back and go, let me just tell you how everything's unfolding. We live in a time that makes it so hard to wait, don't we? We live in an instant culture, but that instant culture makes it so hard for us to wait. It really does. We just we don't wait well. But the fact of the matter is, every single person, you and I, all of us, are waiting on something, aren't you? What if waiting wasn't something that we grinded our way through, but it really was a gift of God? What if in the waiting, God was going to tell us something about faith? A God that is an instant God does not require any faith. What if in the waiting, God wanted to reveal something about faith? It's about our heart and our life and our character and our nature that we otherwise wouldn't see or know. What if waiting wasn't something to be ignored or to be pushed back? What if it was something to be invited in and be embraced? The waiting is not wasted if you invite Jesus into the middle of it. God is at work in your life, maybe even especially in the moments you don't see him. The moments he's not answering the prayer the way that you prayed the prayer. And is it possible that he's actually working all around me? But my eyes aren't seeing it. Is it possible that one of the reasons we miss God's plan is because he's not doing ours? You need to know that it's absolutely normal for God to be doing great things when it looks like he's doing nothing. Let me say this again. It's a big deal. It is absolutely normal for God to be doing unbelievably amazing things in moments that look to us like he's doing nothing. Here's why. If you haven't noticed yet, God doesn't usually typically tell us his plans. God works in our life and says, okay, I'm going to do this. And sometimes it looks good and sometimes it looks bad, but I'm going to do that. You're not going to know where this is going to go. I'm just going to ask you to live the next moment that I gave you the right way. And when you live that moment well, I'll give you next. And then I'll give you a next, but you're not going to know where this is going to end up. Which means there's moments when I'm living in a moment that I'm going, God, this is unfair and it's wrong. And I don't see you working. Just because God hasn't told you the plan doesn't mean he's not working the plan. Most of us here would say, I trust God. Most of us here would say, I trust his plan. I believe that he has my best interest in mind. The hard part is, can we trust his timing? Patience and the ability to wait on God suggests that we trust his timing. That's why waiting on God is hard. But you know what's worse than waiting on God? Wishing that you waited on God. That however long you have to wait, it will be worth it, because God's timing is perfect. See, we understand timing when it comes to other things in this life. You put cookies in the oven, and they're supposed to take 20 minutes, and you take them out after 5. They're not ready yet. But when we can't see God working, we grow impatient. We take matters into our own hands, and we make a mess because we can't see what he's doing. He's up to something. We just can't see it. So, while we wait, we can either make things worse by taking matters into our own hands, or we can allow the wait to build our character. Waiting is a time to evolve. Waiting is a time to develop. Waiting is a time to learn. Waiting is a time to grow. So you're not just doing nothing. While you're waiting, you are becoming, you're evolving, you're developing, you're learning, you're growing, you're healing, you're maturing, you're gaining perspective. You're growing in wisdom. You're being educated. Your discernment is being sharpened. there are so many different things that start happening while you're waiting. That's why you can't rush that process. You can't rush maturity. Anybody who's great never became great overnight.